Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So this will be one of my videos where I don't unbox anything, but I'm trying to be educational. No, I'm trying. So I got asked the question if I could make a video about how to start a K-pop photocard collection. And so this is a video for the people who want to start collecting K-pop photocards and how to structure it, because I found out like the hard way, because I didn't watch any videos before starting my K-pop collection, and over the month I watched more and more, and I structured myself more. And I will first talk about what you have to keep in mind when you want to start a photocard collection, and then I will also show you a way to structure your binder so you can easily see what do you have and what do you need. And of course, the first question that comes to mind is, when you want to start a K-pop collection, what group do you want to collect? So at first, for the new beginners, I want to recommend collecting one group at a time, and then maybe later adding few more, because it's overwhelming to collect like one group, then more groups, because you have to figure out first which cards does this group have. How much do they cost? Are they out of press? Is it really difficult to get them? So these are all the stuff you have to do. So I would recommend you to start off with one of your biggest groups, and then slowly, after you're getting used to it, collect more groups. It always is like a thing of a budget, because I would collect more groups, but I only can afford to. And yeah, so that's the thing. And when you decided on collecting a group, so for example, we take BTS. You decided on collecting BTS. And then the question is, do you want to collect one member, or do you want to collect the whole group? So there are some people who only want to collect their bias, like me in the first place. So when I started collecting GOT7, my goal was to get all the Jinyoung cards. And after I accomplished that goal, I was like, oh, okay, what do I do now? And then I started like thinking, oh, I like GOT7 as a whole, let's collect them all. So you have to keep that in mind. So it's cheaper, of course, to only collect one person. And that the question you have to decide for yourself. And maybe you start off with one person, and then, like me, getting to the whole group. And if you decided that, you can every time change your mind about that, because I also talked about never collecting BTS, and look where I am. So, do you want to collect only the Korean cards? So, of course, like BTS, my example, has Korean and Japanese. And for GOT7 you have Japanese, Korean, and Thai. And you have to keep in mind, do you want only to collect the Korean cards, or my fancy cards? Do you want to collect all the cards? So for beginners, I would say start off with the Korean cards, because Japanese cards are expensive, and it's really difficult to get them. And that's why it's the reason why I don't collect Japanese cards for BTS or GOT7. I got asked the question if I would like collect the Thai cards for GOT7. Like, I would if they were not so expensive and rare, because you cannot find them on the internet, and Japanese cards are really expensive and you also cannot find them. So I would recommend you to start off with the Korean cards, because there are so many sellers on eBay and in your home country that sell their cards or trade their cards, and it's the easiest and cheapest way to collect those. If you are like collecting for a long time and you have all the cards and you're bored, then go for the expensive and rare cards. It's like a hunt to get them. It's really exciting. When you have them, you're really proud of it. And it is worth the time, but at the beginning, I would advise you to start off easy. Otherwise, you are getting really frustrated because you cannot find the cards, or it's too expensive and your collection is not getting done like you would want to. And that's you have after you have all of the questions, these are the questions you want to decide on. And then, like, the most like question, how much do you want to spend? So I have a plan, like how much do I want to spend for cards. So for the normal cards you can get in the albums, I'm only paying up to $5. If the card is, if I really want the cards, maybe if I go over, but normally it's like $5 plus shipping. For rare cards, I'm willing to spend over $15, but that's the cut. And stuck to your budget, because if you think, oh, I want the card so bad and I pay like 30 euros for this card, and then you spend this money and you see your card that you just bought for that money cheaper on another side. So always stick to your budget. You can gonna go over it sometimes, but not too much, because when you are collecting you have to keep the budget in mind, because otherwise you will spend like tens and tens of euros or dollars and it's like too expensive. And when you want to collect, but you also want to buy the albums at the same time. So like for me it's album first and then photo cards. So I buy like once a month a big bundle of photo cards if I have money. And to, yeah, it's also another tip, if you buy photo cards and you can find them in your home country, buy them there first, because shipping is so much cheaper than buying them from Korea. I will link my video down below where I talk about where I get my photo cards, and these are the two I buy my most photo cards from. So normally I will buy like 5 to 8 photo cards if I have money, because shipping is cheaper that way, because you have your like $4.99 and then for every additional card you have to pay like $1, and it's expensive shipping, but they protect it well. You have like the sleeves and all this stuff. And yeah, so these are the questions I came up with to what I thought you should keep in mind when collecting photo cards. Of course there are tons and tons of more questions, and if you have them, feel free to ask me, because this is what the video is for. And I'm thinking if I forgot something. So yeah, keep in mind, what group do you want to collect? You want to collect one member or the whole group? Then if you decided that, you have to decide on, do you want to collect only Korean cards or you do want to collect more than that? At first I will always advise you to start easy and grow, because with the time you got the experience, you find the buyers, the sellers, sorry, that are cheap and you buy from, you trust them, and then you can buy the special cards or the Japanese cards or the Thai cards from them. And then of course stick always to your budget, because it's like essential, because if you don't have money you can't collect, and if you go over your budget way too much, then it's not good. So when you go on an auction on eBay, always give in your highest price that you want to pay, and keep in mind you have to pay also shipping, and then stick to that. So for me, I'm typing in like $5 for that card, and I don't look at the auction again when it's finished. When it's finished, I look and I see if I got it or if I got it not. Of course, sometimes that card I really want to have, and then I look and watch if it goes up or down. So yeah, I hope I didn't forget any questions, and if you thought that I forgot any questions, feel free to ask me and I will answer them to the best I can. And yeah, so in my I plan to make like a 3 video series, how to start off your K-pop photocard collection, how to start off your K-pop album collection, and then a video about how to structure your binder, that your cards are well protected and you can see on one view what cards do you have and what cards do you need, because I find it really helpful, because at the beginning my binder wasn't that good and I had like problems, but now I watch a lot of videos about how to structure it and I want to share my knowledge with you. I worked on my binders the whole weekend so that I can shoot the videos. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!